Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me today. As always, got the D-Man here, and today's topic is going to be the power of association. You become part of what you are around. You will be the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So it's important, look around. Who are you hanging out with? Are they successful, happy people? Are they content, or are they complaining, disgruntled, always have a crisis going on, always telling you about some of their problems, never speaking about solutions? What do they spend most of their time talking about? What is wrong in the world, or what is right in the world? How do they view the world? Very important who you hang around with. Because regardless of whether you want to or not, if you spend too much time with the person that is depressed or down or disgruntled or angry, you will pick up those character traits and display those in your world. So I found this article from Leadership Dynamics, okay? And they're talking about the power of association. So we're going to read that today, and I will comment on it and give you my viewpoint on it. And hopefully this will be of value to you and help you in your life to discover if you need to change some of your associations or limit them or expand or increase the amount of time you spend with certain people in your life. Because as I said, you become part of what you are around. And that's also important to remember what you're allowing into your mind. Are you watching sitcoms, TV programs that don't contribute to your vision or your goals in life? If so, you need to cut those back. That doesn't mean you can't have some entertainment, but you need to be careful what you allow into your mind. Because the thoughts and the visions that you have in your mind will manifest themselves in your outer world. Your dominant thinking, your dominant visions, your dominant thoughts, your dominant perceptions, your beliefs will create your reality because you will take action on those beliefs. It's really not anything mystical. It's just the thought precedes the action. Now, of course, not every thought you have is going to create an action. But your dominant thinking will eventually create your actions, your words, your world. Okay, let's go on and see what they have to say. Smash that like button and subscribe. Number 1, we must always seek to associate with people more successful than we are, and wiser too. Now, depending on where you live, that may be difficult to do, but if you have a cell phone, you can get on YouTube and listen to some very wise people. Of course, there are some people on there that aren't too wise, but even they have a message for you. But I suggest finding people who are excellent at what you want to do or who you want to become, and listen to those people over and over and over again. And then you will pick up their attitudes. You will start doing the same actions as they do, but unique to yourself because you are a unique individual. Stay away from people who are going the opposite direction that you want to go. You can only help people who desire to be helped. You can't help people who need to be helped but don't really want to help. Maybe they just want to ride along on your coattails of success. And it's very hard to rise high and higher than where you are when you have someone hanging onto your coattail. They will pull you down. Number 2, we should get together with like-minded people, avoiding negative types who speak against our vision and dreams. You've heard the old expression, it's lonely at the top. Well, as you climb the ladder to the top, to the success, whatever that word means to you, you will find out that it is very lonely because the majority of people are just satisfied to do what they're doing and complain about what they're doing, but not take any action to make any changes because they're afraid. And we need to be understanding of these people because we too have fears. And what they fear may seem ridiculous to you, But you may have a fear that they would look at it and think, why are you afraid of that? So that's why it's best not to judge. All judgment drags you down, and it drags me down. I have to continually be on guard against judgment and cynicism. It's very difficult to do, especially if you live in an era where most people are happy to just exist and get their food and work for their food and eat so they can work for more food. But that's okay. If that's the life they desire, that's okay. You know, we need not be concerned about that because it's not our life. Like I said, we can only help those who desire to be helped. Focus on yourself and what you need to change and what you need to do to become who you want to be. And remember, when you focus on other people, if there are things in them that bother you or annoy you, probably in yourself you are doing that in some area of your life. Just as well, if you see things in people you admire, you too have those characteristic traits, or you too you have the ability to be that. If you did not, you would not be able to see that. Number 3, we must only keep company with people of high ethical character. That's a good one there too, because I was involved with someone here, a significant other here a while back, and she was involved with people, I hate to say of low character, let's say different character, who did not live by the ethical standards or moral standards that I try to live my life by, that I hold myself accountable to, and that just doesn't work. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone like that, they may seem like for a time that they want to be different, that they want to walk the path that you walk, and maybe they do. But over time, you'll be able to see that they really don't want it bad enough. Okay, they're not willing to step away from these old associations and these old habits that they have to step into this new world and this new way that you are walking in. Many people may admire what you're doing, and they may want to be like you, and they may even say that they're going to do what you do, or they want to follow you, or insinuate by their actions that they want to follow you. But over a period of time, if you watch, they are not willing or unable to put out the effort, the daily consistency and the persistence to become or to walk the same path you're walking on. I'll say it that way. They're just in a different place than you are. I'm not saying they're better or worse, they're just at a different level. I don't like to use that word because it sometimes indicates or insinuates that someone is higher or lower. We'll just say it's a different level. And you have to cut these people loose because they will drag you down. You will start picking up some of their habits. I've seen this happen in other people's lives. They get around the wrong crowd. That's why when you're growing up and your parents tell you that you shouldn't hang around with certain people, there's a good reason for that, because they know you become part of what you are around. And if you're not sure about someone you meet, look at their friends. Birds of a feather flock together. People only hang around with people that are like themselves. Every man loves a man like himself. Do you ever see a bird allied with a wolf? I think it's a bird. A lamb allied with a wolf. That's some words out of a book I read sometimes. So it is. People hang around with people like themselves because they're comfortable with those people. Very important to look at the friends of the people that you are associating with, or the people you want to associate with. Are they like-minded? Okay, let's go on. Number 4, we should associate with those that have a huge appetite for work. Yes, are you a busy man? Then stay away from people who are not very busy. If you want to get something done, find someone who's busy, because they will get it done. If you find someone who's not doing nothing, more than likely that person will continue to do nothing. Okay, your energy will come from associating with people that are more successful than yourself. You can't escape the incredibly powerful principle of association. If you want what you have always had, then do what you've always done. But there is a better way. Surround yourself with people happy to be amongst the hard-working early birds that get the worms, and join them. Draw encouragement from them. Be inspired by them. I believe the association principle is so tried and true that you can predict the success of an individual simply by looking at the people he or she associates with. Very true. When it comes to leadership and growth, people will inevitably rise to the level of success of their colleagues and peers. Who you surround yourself with as a leader will have a major bearing on your leadership success. Very important. For myself, I don't hang around with people. I really don't have many friends. As you get older, your friends, they say what? You can count your friends on one hand. I spend a lot of time reading and listening to people on YouTube who are successful in the areas that I want to be successful in. I believe that everything begins within you, a thought. Everything begins with a thought. If you look in your outer world, you will see everything you see created by man first was conceived within the mind of man. Like Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And every achievement you see in the outer world was first created within the mind. It started with a thought, with a vision. So to keep those thoughts and those visions pure and in the direction of what you desire to achieve in life, you need to be around people that have the same mind as you have. People who are creating with their mind, not people who are complaining and blaming and saying that it's everyone else's fault. You need to be around people who believe that they create their own reality by their thoughts, by their actions, by their deeds, by their morality, by their integrity. These things are important because if you don't live by integrity and have a certain set of moral standards for yourself, these things that you do when you don't have integrity eat away at your very soul, your very being. They destroy you. The liar only lies to himself. The cheater only cheats himself. You cannot gain anything by, swindling someone else or by manipulating someone else. Whatever you gain in the material world will be taken away from you on your inner world. You cannot do anything to anybody else that won't eventually be done to you. You just as well do it to yourself. You cannot take anything from anybody else. You just as well take it from yourself. The reason people don't correlate these things is because these things don't happen immediately. Usually it's a long time down the road and they forget about what they have done to someone else. You must look within. That's where your answers lie to any problem that you have. Nothing needs to change in the outer world. You need to only change yourself. And when you change yourself, your outer world will transform itself into what you desire, because it is only a reflection of what is going on within you. So clean house, trust God, help others. Have a great day. Smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I appreciate my subscribers. We're almost up to 1,000. Help us to get there. See you later.